Okay, so I hope you all are doing well. I just wanted to come in and talk to some of you for a minute because we have some things to talk about. So, welcome to those of you who are watching live. Oh, goodness, hold on. Hi, Lexi, sweetheart. Good morning. Good morning. So, we have some things to discuss. But before I do, I'm gonna play a song, and it's a little bit different, okay? Because I like all kinds of music, and I used to get teased about it growing up. Um, but I like music from around the world, okay? So let's have a dance party. Okay, hold on a second. Could you all hear the music? Because it looks like my mic was muted. Hold on, let me try it again. Okay, so they're muting me when I play them from their live channel. So let me try this again. Let's see. Okay, so they're muting me when I play music. Let me try something else. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Looks like you did not hear that either. So let me try something else. Goodness. Okay. Hello? Okay. Damn it. So these people flagged me, so I have like a music claim on this channel. So apparently it makes it difficult for me to play music. Lordy. Oh, okay, let me try one more thing. Hold on. Hold on. Gracious. I'm telling you, it's a lot of flaggets on YouTube. try one more thing. Okay. Let me try this. You see if you all can hear it if I play from my phone.
Oh, you're doing it wrong, man. What's wrong with action figures? Nothing. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies. Whoa, I look good in miniature. Capital One Shopping. What's in your wallet?
But can y'all hear that okay? If not, I can play it from my TV. I have to work on my music playing issue. One of the reasons that I rarely come on here is because people love talking all of this shit about me, right? But when I respond, I'm telling you, it's a group of these bitches that flag. And generally speaking, I don't believe in flagging people. You know, we all have our freedom of speech. People don't have to like me or agree with me, right? So I think it's a dirty, low down thing for these raggedy ass bitches to come on here and talk all of this shit and then flag me when they get a response that they don't like. Okay, so I'm off of that soapbox, but I want to talk about the miseducation of Black women, which I do have a playlist of that same title. Hi, I see a lot. I have a playlist of that same title because there's certain things that I think we just need to think about. And it's a very unpopular thing to discuss, right? But we have to talk about the fact that Black women who try to do the right thing are, frankly, maligned, right? So you can see another Black woman's pain and frustration, and they will look at you and just be so vicious and mean. And then they're lying to a lot of you young girls, okay? Because listen, I don't care how anyone feels about it, how anyone thinks about it, but it's not ideal to be out here with children by multiple men. It's not ideal for several reasons, and we're not talking about the dating piece of it, right? But we're talking about the fact that your life is going to be difficult. Your life's going to be difficult because you're raising children on your own with no support. So in all of the years that you're supposed to be saving up for retirement, you can't do that because you have kids to take care of, right? Children need to be fed, clothed, they have to go to the doctor, they need housing. So you can't plan for your future. And then those kids are going to grow up and they're going to do what adults are supposed to do. So they're going to move on with their lives. And then you're going to be this old woman struggling to take care of yourself. And let's be honest, most women's retirement plan in the past was a husband, right? He got up and worked every day. He had a pension and he provided for you. But you're not going to have that. You're not. And then another reality that a lot of these women don't want to admit is that the more sexual partners you have, the more likely you are to contract STDs. It's just the truth, especially in these times where STDs are running rampant. And you can go to the CDC website and you can look at the group of women who's more likely to catch certain diseases. So it is morally irresponsible for women to tell you that you can just be running around here doing whatever you want without taking certain things into consideration. It's just irresponsible. Now, if you're in those situations, it doesn't mean that I don't feel for you, right? But why would you be in that situation and encourage other Black women and younger Black girls to walk in your shoes? Why would you do that? It's fucking irresponsible. Why would you say, right? Whether you're a divester or not, why would you tell other Black women to walk in your shoes? Why would you tell other Black women that the situation that you're in is okay? Why would you encourage other Black women to not take care of our health, knowing the predicament that you're in? I'm not saying anything about weight, but we're talking about health. Why would you encourage other Black women to walk in your shoes? This is part of the miseducation of Black women that I'm talking about. But me saying this will get more people upset than the position, right, of women who have kids that they're struggling to take care of, or women who are dealing with health issues that they don't have the money to deal with. Right? These women cause more drama and confusion than we're able to deal with. We have a population of Black men who are already destroying our image. So why the fuck would you help them do that shit? I don't care about your personal disagreements with other women. But why in the fuck? Why in the fuck are we out here sharing emails and text messages in the personal business of another Black woman just because you're in your fucking feelings? Why would you do that? Why are we in a situation where a little Black girl, right? The same population of girls that we're supposed to care about, right? Why in the fuck are we in a situation where a little Black girl who is not even kindergarten age is being fucking doxxed? But we can't talk about your grown-ass daughter. Your grown-ass daughter that doesn't fuck with you. Like, what are you doing? There is nothing supportive of Black women about this. And this whole idea that you can go out here and do whatever the fuck you want and then give a rotten, raggedy ass apology is not gonna fucking fly. It's not. What are we associating ourselves with? What are we doing? What cancer has been allowed into this fucking space? And why are we in a situation where you have multiple sectors of Black women looking at the same raggedy ass bitch and saying the same shit? Why can't you just move the fuck on with your life, Angela? That shit that you're doing with Cynthia and her little girl is fucked up. If the child exists, that shit is fucked up. You got a damn near 30-year-old daughter who doesn't fuck with you. But we can't talk about her, right? But you're doxing a little black girl. We can't talk about your sons that you don't have fucking custody of, right? But you're doxing an underage black child. We can't talk about all of the shit that you've done on here, right? And how you say that divesters hate black men, which indifference does not equal hate. I'm indifferent to them. Okay? I'm indifferent. So I don't put my time, effort, energy, or resources into them, right? But you helped swat a black man, right? You helped them dox Uncle Suge. He seems to be a forgiving person, so he's not talking about it. But fuck you, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? We hate black men. Who the fuck have I doxed who has not bothered me? Who have I doxed? Doxing you was simply me paying you back for all the shit you did. Passing around my real life phone number and lying about me. But you dox people and then you want to walk away from that shit. And then you hopped off the porch with whatever situation you're going on with Nyla and Cynthia G, and you got these other bitches thinking that you actually fucking care about them, and you don't. You don't. And you gave a basic, random ass apology and felt like everything was supposed to be okay with that. And like I said in my blog post, an apology is not an eraser. An apology is listen. An apology does not undo the damage that you cause when you fucking lie about people. It doesn't. And you sit up here and act like you care about other black women when you don't. This is why I told you that you're Crystalline's son. Because both of you bitches do the same shit. You only care about a black woman as far as you can use her. Then you do all this dirty, basic ass shit. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be another year that I deal with you. I have not spoken to you in years. And you're still dry doxing me and talking shit about me. And when I watch you fuck with other black women, it reignites the hatred that I have for you. You're a dirty, rotten ass bitch. And you're miseducating other black women. You're making other black women feel like your situation is ideal. Who the fuck wants to be a never wifed ass bitch and have multiple kids with multiple men and not have custody of your fucking kids? Who in the fuck wants to be in your situation, you black raggedy bitch? Who wants to be you? And you get on these other people's channels and you have the black, raggedy, rotten nerve to suggest that I'm jealous of you. What is there to be jealous of? What is there? Hold on a second. Oh, okay. What is there to be jealous of? What are you talking about, channel growth? When have I ever acted like I was actively trying to promote a channel? I come on here and I talk because I like to have conversations with like-minded Black women online. Whether it's one person in here, 1,000, 10,000, I don't care. I just want to have conversations. But one thing that you never do, you bum ass bitch, you never address what I say. You never address it. You never talk about the fact that you came on here and laughed about shooting another Black woman. Now you're trying to say you didn't shoot her, whatever, but you know you can talk charges down, right? When you plead guilty to shit, they'll lessen a charge. But why have you been on here for years saying that you shot another Black woman and suggesting that you didn't regret it? Why were you on here talking about the fact that Kente taught you how to count drug money, but the thing that you left out is that you're a snitch because you're the one who fucking reported him? And we know the situation with Black YouTube, right? There are a lot of people on here with different backgrounds. Do you think that people with a criminal background would want to be associated with a snitch? Do you think that? Especially because people that you have associated with, again, at least one Black woman that you have been associated with has ended up in jail. And not for a violent crime. I'm not here to talk about how people feel about drug offenses. But do you think people would want to be associated with you knowing that shit? You're a miseducator of Black women. You're lying to these girls. Motherfuckers do not want to be associated with baby mamas and shit. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's not my job to have an opinion on it. I can't tell you how a man is supposed to feel, but I'm telling you that's how it is. Especially as you get older. Okay, listen, Black women, we're beautiful, like regardless of our age, right? But your beauty matters less as you get older. So as you get older, men really just want to know if they can spend time around you and not be annoyed. And they're annoyed by things like baby daddies being around. And they're annoyed by crotchety, raggedy ass bitches. But you dumb fucks have all this smoke for divesters, but none for the Black men who constantly remind you that you're an unwanted ass bitch. And then when we talk back, it's, well, why are you in our conversation? No, bitch. Don't worry about me being in the conversation, because the conversation would not exist if my name wasn't in your mouth. But you girls are so triggered by Black women who simply want to be left alone. Because just like I'm indifferent to Black men, generally speaking, I am indifferent to Black women who are not divested. But you're making me look at you. Okay. Let's check at the chat. Right. They want a trauma bond, and it's like, no. If you have issues that you need to deal with, you need a therapist. But coming online and placing that burden of trauma on other women, especially younger Black women, it's a horrible thing to do. Let them girls live and be happy. Yes, a child got doxxed. Apparently, listen, I don't even quite know how to say this because I don't know if the girl has a child or not. But apparently, Cynthia has a child and she wants to keep her child off of social media, which is completely normal and understandable. It is normal for a parent to want to protect their child. But you got this raggedy ass bitch coming on here and saying, well, she has a daughter and da-da-da. Okay, so the fuck what? So what? Why are you so angry at that girl that you're doxing her child, but you don't want anyone to talk about your kids? You don't want anyone to talk about your baby daddies. You don't want anyone to talk about your grandchild, right? Because apparently you have a granddaughter that's around the same age. But you don't see your grandbaby in that alleged little girl's face. So what? Okay, she has a daughter. Why is that our business? And who are we as a space of women who claim to care about Black women and Black girls? Who are we if we accept the fact that, okay, you're in your feelings about whatever happened to you personally, so you get to dox a little child, a Black girl at that? Who the fuck are we? Who are we if we allow and accept that shit? And all of that gets associated with BWE, which is associated with divestment. And you get mad about Nyla and Taz, but you supported them for like 3 or 4 years. You called Black women such as myself triggered because we said, well, hey, if we're divestors, why are we allowing a Black man to speak to women in a certain way and to call himself divested, right? You were on all of those late night panels talking cash shit. So why do we turn the page 3 or 4 years later and everyone is supposed to hate the very people that you supported? That's some fake shit. It's fake, phony, and fugazi. As a matter of fact, that should be your name. Fake, phony, Fugazi. And the reality is that you're upset with them about your own personal issues, and now you're trying to tear the space apart. And all of that is being associated with us. Yep, a whole new level of evil. Who in the fuck, who does that? Who doxes people's kids? Who doxes underage minor children? That's fucked up. I don't care how you feel about the parent. But where is our line of decency? Where's it at? I don't think she has an end game, sweetheart. I think her game is just to raise hell. Let me see. Hey, Nyla Moon. Right? They treat online like therapy, and it's like, no, this is not therapy. None of us, from what I know, are qualified PhD therapists or counselors. There's certainly a level of comfort that can be had in having conversations with people, but if you need a therapist, you need to go somewhere and make an appointment and sit on somebody's couch. Right. At all. But instead of us being able to talk about that 5.5 hour statistic, instead of us being able to talk about the fact that we're about to have a midterm election in November, and it's going to be super important for us to pay attention to who gets into office, right? We're dealing with all this unnecessary bullshit. And it's like, okay, listen, you had a friendship and it ended, but who gives a fuck? We got to pay attention to who gets put into office. And as Black women, we have to get to a point where let's see how I want to say this. We have to get to a point where, like, no matter who's in office, our needs are being supported. So whether it's a Democrat, a Republican, a Libertarian, independent, whoever, no matter who's in office, our needs get supported. And how are we able to do that with this energy draining bullshit? And these bitches get into drama and then they try to link it with divesters. And it's like, no, we don't know you. We don't fucking associate with you, right? Because you're one of the people calling us radical, toxic, and extreme. So we walked away from you. So why the fuck is this still a conversation? Chill the fuck out. And maybe if you act like you have some sense, them girls will probably call you and talk to you. But if they don't want to, I understand. Let me see who the fuck this is calling me. Okay. I'm gonna talk to him later. But like, all you're doing and showing your so-called receipts It's showing that people cannot trust you with a private conversation. Sorry if you hear that truck outside. So the building that I live in has restaurants downstairs. So during the day, there are all these delivery trucks that come outside. So hopefully you don't hear that, but I think it stopped. Think it stopped. Hey, JQ. Hold on. Let me see if I can get back up to your comment. I'm glad you're here, love. Right. Leave the kids alone, especially if they're underage. Like, that shit is just so abusive. It's abusive and it's unfair, and that's what's extreme. None of us who have been labeled as radical, toxic, and extreme have gone to that extent. We simply don't do that. And it's not cool and it's not okay. It's not. You know, we're human beings, we're women, so sometimes we're going to fight and all of that. And that, of course, is unfortunate. But when it gets to a point where, like, children are being doxxed, there has to be a line that's drawn. Because, like, I thought about it, and, like, my little niece is 12. And I was like, how would I feel if someone doxed my niece? Then I was like, okay, so there's that, right? Crazy, evil Aunt Leah, right? And then I was like, I would probably be more upset if I had a child, like my own actual child that I birthed that had been doxed. That's evil. That's wrong. And that cannot be associated with our space. So I just wanted to be clear from my standpoint that A, divestment cannot be associated with that. B, being indifferent and apathetic towards Black men does not make us hateful. It just means we simply don't give a fuck about whatever they're doing. C, we understand that there are women in situations, right, where maybe those situations are frankly fucked up and not ideal. So I don't have a problem with you being in those situations. But what I'm saying is we cannot encourage another generation of Black women to be the face of out-of-wedlock births. Like, what are you talking about? And you don't have to take my word for it. Do you understand that you're less likely to get a job if you have kids all over the place? Okay? People don't want to hire you because they're going to assume that you're going to have childcare issues and you can't show up to work. That's the Pew Research Center. Not only do they not want to hire you, they don't want to allow you to live in their establishments. So some of you have mortgage loan applications that are being turned down because you have kids all over the place. You have rent applications being turned down because you have kids all over the place. That's not just me saying that. Look at the stats. You look at all these other stats when niggas tell you shit about yourself. So look at the statistics. The business world doesn't want to deal with those of you in certain situations. And let's talk about the scourge of diseases that so many Black women are dealing with, that Black women have become the face of contracting STDs. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Why in the hell would I look at an 18, 19, 20, 30-something-year-old girl and encourage her to put herself in a fucked up situation? Why would I do, like, what kind of person would I be if I did that? And why is this being encouraged? Like, why aren't we looking at our younger Black girls? And listen, I'm 40, so anything younger than 40 to me is young. But why would I look at a younger Black woman and say, well, I've seen all these other Black women go through bullshit, but you should deal with that too? Why would I do that? This is the miseducation that I'm talking about. Why do we exist in a space where Black women are being encouraged to accept bullshit? No, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be married. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be that single girl who accomplishes whatever you want. There's nothing wrong with being that girl who maybe you don't want to get married, you don't want a relationship. There is nothing wrong with any of that. But what I'm telling you is to do it responsibly. Do it in a way where you don't have all of these long-term consequences to deal with. And understand that anyone who encourages you to do otherwise does not have your best interest at heart. They just don't. They don't. All right? Anyway, hey, Supreme Goddess. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go, but I just want to reiterate that I'm not trying to control you or tell you how to live, which is one thing that was put out there about me, right? That I try to control other women. No. Do what you think serves you. But all I'm saying is do it in a way where you're not having to deal with the long-term consequences of making choices that didn't serve you. That's all I'm saying. All right? Anyway, have a good one. We'll talk soon. Goodbye.